Just so everybody knows, this is Ralph Sherman, my SEC attorney, and one of the things that I'm doing is I am providing a list of active private lenders that are in my student's state, and obviously the student can't run out and start calling those people or send postcards, because then they are advertising to people unless they have followed the proper procedures with the SEC. And I see other real estate investors doing this too, and trainers, and I'm a little bit concerned that maybe folks don't have the knowledge about what they are allowed to do and not allowed to do, and I thought it might be a good idea if you would share that with everyone.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah, I'm glad to address this, because there are real estate trainers out there who are offering, either for sale or as part of some package, lists of private lenders. And there are several issues that, if you want to keep your students safe,
Which I do.
Yeah, I know you do, it's important to address them. And of course it's true, if you already have a pre-existing relationship with someone, you can communicate with them. Where it really comes up, the bulk of the time is, most of the time is, well, you want to find strangers, people you don't already have a relationship with, but you'd like to solicit money from them as a private lender for your real estate investing business. But this is something you have to take seriously. It's not that it can't be managed, but it does have to be managed. And the first concept people need to be familiar with, Alan, is what's called the general solicitation. And what that really means is what it sounds like. The SEC says that if you don't already know someone for a certain amount of time and a number of communications, you can't go asking them for money until you create that relationship. So what that means is, suppose someone wanted to buy or obtain one of these lists. Before they got that list and used it to go solicit private lenders' money, they would need to have that relationship. So if, let's say, one of your students decided to get that list from another real estate trainer, and the very next day starts sending out letters and postcards, big problem.
Big problem.
Why is it a big problem? Because you don't have a pre-existing relationship, you're doing a general solicitation, and you haven't done the right filing, or what's called a registration, typically at the state level. So what you could get is, and here's how it typically works, Alan, is these people getting the letters may get inundated with them from all kinds of people getting this list. And remember, if it's across state lines, not only do you have an in-state issue, now you've got a federal issue because you're doing interstate commerce. So whether it's in-state or across state lines, the issue is going to be, well, you haven't done the proper filing with the SEC, which is a manageable thing to do.
It's something that folks can do through an SEC attorney.
But if they don't know about that, because a real estate trainer hasn't told them, then what's going to happen is, typically, one of the people on the list that you've just got, and you're all excited about, that's understandable, you send them a letter. They're going to send that letter to the state or federal or both SECs,
yep.
And it does happen. And the SEC will very politely send you a fax or a letter saying, we want copies of every person you've solicited money from, meaning everyone on that list you mailed to. We want to know everything you mailed to them. We want to know any money you've gotten, on what terms and conditions, all the contracts you have. So instead of being busy doing your business, raising money and investing it, you're being very busy convincing the SEC you didn't break the rules.
When in reality, somebody might have broke the rules if they didn't register.
Right, and ignorance is no excuse, and you can be as innocent as you want to be in terms of, oh, I didn't realize it, which is why we just want to warn people. It's not to scare people off from doing something like this. It's to warn them that the list is only a tool that can be used in the proper circumstances, in the right conditions, when you do the right thing with the right filing.
Yeah, my opinion is that getting this list of private lenders is a wonderful thing for folks that have taken the proper steps. And I think it's a gold mine for my students that follow your teachings on the fact that they got to be in compliance with the SEC.
Sure.
And so the message here is be educated on the fact that if you get a list, don't run out and start advertising unless you've taken the proper steps, which is to register with the SEC. And this registration, the purpose of it is to notify the SEC that you're going to advertise, and you will send in your paperwork, a small fee, and your advertising.
That's right.
So
your
they
marketing
can see
stuff.
your marketing items, so that they will have a chance to take a look at it, and then if everything's copacetic, then you get a notice that you're allowed to go out and advertise, and then you're allowed to utilize the list. But the key is don't grab a hold of one of these lists that other trainers are having if you haven't taken the proper steps to go out and be safe.
This is something that is part of a package of doing your business the right way. The list by itself is not like waving a magic wand and you can now start raising money without being concerned. Right. On the other hand, if you do the right things like you teach, like I talk about, this is one of the tools you can use to help expand your reach to find new private lenders. Yep. You got to remember, are you doing it in-state or across state lines? What filing do you need to do? Have you got it done? Do you have a good SEC attorney to help you? And are you following the rules and the regulations, which are manageable? If you do all this, then the list is going to be just fine. But the list by itself is not going to let you go forward and ask people for money.
Right, and keep you out of jeopardy of getting in trouble.
Exactly right.
Right. So very good. I appreciate you taking the time to do this, because I think it's an important message to get out to real estate investors, because right now private lending is one of the hottest things in the industry right now, and what I don't want to have happen is some real estate investor get out there thinking that they're doing the right things and get a hold of a list and all of a sudden get themselves in hot water, when that could all be avoided by just taking the proper steps that we teach.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.